What's good, traveler? Welcome to Zenkai Station, the dopest podcast in Sector Vibe, bringing you good times and hypeness personified. I'm your host, Isaiah, aka Senpai Savage, and joining me on this whirlwind of a ride is...
Oh, it's your boy right here, Adrian McLean, also known as Ace X Power, Ace X for short. But I finally found that lovely name, and we're going to go into a little bit. I'm going by, as you guys hopefully may know, the Black Kobayashi.
The Black Kobayashi now.
The Black Kobayashi.
Okay.
Kobayashi. Well, we'll jump into that after we get into our introduction to the one and the only, my guy.
Oh, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Kurakami, a.k.a. Kareem. How y'all doing?
This man said, oh, yeah, that's me. Yeah, bro.
Just showing different from what I normally do. I don't introduce myself.
Nah, that's real. So kind of. I mean, y'all kind of new. I'm not new. I ain't gonna front those, but it's like definitely very new, like having your own like sort of podcast is different.
Small flex.
It's just a little flex. I've been out here doing this, podcast radio thing for, a couple of years now, you know what I mean? Y'all may know the group Black Tribbles. Shout out Black Tribbles. Thank you for getting me this good to have the abilities and confidence to do this with my homies. But anyway, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have a good show. We have a good show for y'all. Hope you...
Yeah, we about to get it popping, man. I'm excited about this one.
Yeah. I mean, it's something, oddly enough, we actually talk about maybe more than I think other people even think about. For real.
True.
Honestly, yeah, this conversation comes up all the time.
Yeah. What we have for you tonight, y'all, is we are bringing you fathers in anime. That's what we're talking about. We're going to be talking about the best. We're going to be talking about the worst. What it actually means to be, a dad, and some of the tropes that lie within, right? So, but before I get to that, I actually want to
talk about this name.
Talk about this name. So, you're no longer Ace X, but you are the Black Kobayashi.
Black Kobayashi, man. A lot of people don't know the deeper meaning behind this. So I'm definitely going to just give you a little base, because there's a lot of multiple reasons behind it. That's why I like to say a lot of different things like that. I can always switch up the meaning no matter what the situation may entail. So initially, Black Kobayashi actually comes from originally Childish Gambino, Donald Glover's song, and it's off his album Camp, one of my favorite albums I've been listening to a lot more recently. So he says, he's always hungry, and he's eating like the Black Kobayashi, and Kobayashi was actually the winner of a famous eating competition, and some Japanese guy that just was great at eating. So he's pretty much talking about his hunger for the game, hunger for doing better in life. That's how I'm taking it. And I just always had that hunger, so I wanted to make sure that it kind of represented me a little bit. On top of that, if you break down Black Kobayashi, you can go with the black. It reminds me of Black Star, one of my favorite characters of Soul Eater. Always talking about he's going to be a star. My biggest goal is to be a star among stars. And then I broke down Kobayashi a little bit. It means small forest, but I also took that Kobe, just because, Kobe.
Rest in peace,
Black
Mamba.
R.I.P.
He said with the Kobe.
But that Mamba mentality, man, it's just something that you got to instill into your everyday life. And I think that's why this name just screamed out to me so heavily. So shout out to Childish Gambino, Kobe, R.I.P., Black Star, and obviously black, because are we not black? Can we not say that?
Is that
allowed?
We blacker than Black Aloe Dark Shine.
You feel what I'm saying?
That man's offensively black too.
Yup.
That man's offensively black.
Oh, for sure.
I can't talk.
Bad joy.
Oh, and if there's people out there who don't know who Dark Aloe or Black Alloy Darkshine is, just put in a Google search. He's a character from One Punch Man who's not black. Anyway,
it's very bad. But yeah, that was the main drawing. That was the real reason. I was really trying to figure it out. I was really trying to take my time and really have something of meaning. And I was so glad I was just driving around at my job and I heard it on the track. And I was just like, yeah, that's it. Might as well just go with it and just let it run where it runs. So Black Kobayashi is here. Let's get into the mix. Let's make it all fun and enjoy it, because I'm hungry, bro.
Let's go. I'm happy. I'm happy to freaking hear that, yo. Because now you have your own thing. You can feel it. You can build your own legend behind it now. That's what's up. Because from Ace X, the Black Kobayashi, back Kurakami, Senpai Savage, Zenkai Station. Y'all motherfuckers, we ready to rock now.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. And I
So
can't
we
wait to talk
blasting
about
off?
this talk.
This
So
man.
much. There's so much, dog.
There's
much.
so much that goes on into the topic, but just real quick, I do want to actually give a little update. This was manga and or anime wise. Now, generally, I think this might in the future go on something for social content, but I do actually want to bring it up today because I've been reading a manga called Zom 100 Bucket List to the Dead. Right, recently came out, and at least volume 1 recently came out. It's on Viz Media. You can get it on Amazon, wherever. But quick synopsis of it is: in a trash-filled apartment, 24-year-old Akira Tendo watches a zombie movie with lifeless, envious eyes. After spending 3 hard years at an exploitive corporation in Japan, aka a black corporation, his spirit is broken. He can't even muster the courage to confess his feelings to his beautiful co-worker Hotari. Then, one morning, he stumbles upon his landlord eating lunch, which happens to be another tenant. The whole city's swarming with zombies, and even though he's running for his life, Akira has never felt more alive. Now, quick breakdown of this, besides just like that quick synopsis, it is fun, to say the least. It is honestly, if you've seen the movie Zombieland, think of that, but like just all the characters are around the same age, like 24, maybe no older than about early 30s. And it's just about from what I've seen thus far, rediscovering who you are and like what your passions are and like really getting after what you want in life. And I think it's ironic that something like this came out recently during a global pandemic. I'm like, so zombies take over. There's a virus that spreads. All right, everyone's infected. And my man's just like, you know what? Work ain't real right now. I'm gonna go live my life. It's unfortunate that it took a pandemic for him to go live his life, but I kind of feel like that's how some people feel currently.
Some people are actually living to the highest levels that they've ever lived because of this pandemic.
Right.
So definitely relate to that. So that's high key fire.
Word. I mean, a little bit, yeah. Nah. It looks really good. Like, it is really good. I'm trying to see. Cause like it's pretty colorful. It's like a pink, green, red, little purple cover. And it is honestly, it has a lot of comedic moments in it. So like there is some horror elements because you're dealing with zombies and you're dealing with just overall survival. But within it, a lot of comedy. The main character is trying to, keep that sort of optimism about everything just by trying to enjoy what he has left. And I kind of hope, because there's a few chapters that are out and it's ongoing. So right now,
What's
it
the name of it one
says,
more time?
say it again?
What's the name of it one more time?
Yeah, Zom 100, Bucket List of the Dead. Yeah. See, just trying to put the people on game. It's all good.
Hey, as you should, man. Look, some people never know what anime might touch or manga might touch their soul.
That's real.
And hey, why not have a place where we can actually give you some suggestions?
Oh, for sure. And
Is it like? I'm sorry,
no, you good. No, you good. Go ahead.
Is it like y'all ever hear about that one show for kids? It's called The Last Kids on Earth, where it basically takes place in the apocalypse. But it's like you see no gore. It's just like, we're gonna build this. We're gonna survive.
Yeah, was the joint on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was it was a live action. What was it called? Sunset of the Undead or something? I forget what it was called.
Is it something like that where it's all like nice and the zombies are more like an afterthought and they have to survive, or is it just like people actually getting faded and he's like, oh, you died. Oh well, I'm gonna live my life.
Does it have more of like that comedic level of it? Because like the zombies from that particular show were like kind of comedic majority of the time.
I'd
Always
say
biting at both ankles.
within this, I'd say there's elements of both. People do get faded left and right, and you do have that actual fear of like, oh, this person's gonna get got. I don't like how this situation's turning out. But then every once in a while, because the characters themselves have such a advantage, giving certain situations, they're like, oh, it's just actually kind of comedic what's happening right now. Because sometimes they actually do mess around with the zombies, and like there's a couple instances where they're like trying to herd zombies into like a specific area, and you see like these random zombies are like dressed in like beach wear or like old salespeople that the guy actually used to work with, and he's like, dang, they got you too, huh? And he's just like rapping to him about like, yo, I'm sorry you didn't get out before you got. And it's like he's trying to have like a regular conversation. Zombies are like, "Arr," like.
Did you just say this man is rapping to him?
Yeah, not like rapping, as in like
he ain't giving him that killer beat.
No, I was like, are you on some real?
No.
Yeah, nah, that show was called Daybreak. Just for those who wanted to look it up on Netflix, it's called Daybreak, and it's pretty decent if you want to check that out too.
Bet.
Yeah.
Oh man. But
hey, can I ask you something?
Yeah, bro.
Have you ever watched one of those animes that were just so shitty, but you kept on watching it?
I probably have, but forgot the name of it.
Yeah, I have one for this week that I just wanted to shout out because I'm really upset that I continue to watch it. It's called The Hidden Dungeon Only I Can Enter.
I felt like
it's ongoing right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty much a ecchi fantasy comedy romance. And it's almost like one of those isekais where the guy is gonna be like OP.
Word.
But it's so terrible that it gets you invested to some degree. Cause like you know how ecchi stuff goes with all the jiggles and bubbles, blah, blah,
using
blah,
any sort of perversion to hook people in, but also
it's
a lot.
Bad and it's so awkward, bruh. It's like cringy. Yet I continue to watch it. So if anybody has a chance to go check that out, Hidden Dungeon Only I Can Enter. It's still ongoing right now. It's only on episode I believe 9, and it's just one of those things that just like you kind of like are ashamed of watching it. I'm still about to repent to God and just like, sit down and talk to him for a minute.
He coming clean on the podcast, Lord.
I don't know what I did.
Forgive me, I do not know what I do.
That's funny.
It's a part of it, bro. It's a part of it. But I just wanted to make sure I shout that out. And hopefully I might be able to say some more of the shitty stuff that might go along within our podcast. If I ever see him, I'll shout him out.
Fair.
This is just one of them. Just like you gotta like. I don't know. If you see it, you would understand.
Got you.
Like, why am I clicking the next episode?
It's like, dang, am I hooked? No, I can't be hooked. This is a chokehold. This is what it feels like to be strangled. Okay, I'm just continuously gotta go with it.
Am I looking forward to next week?
On that, though. You ever just watch a show that's just like it hurts to watch?
Yes,
that was me
exactly
with You ever see that show? What's it called? Watamote. No matter how much I try, it's your fault. I'm not popular. Okay, so basically the synopsis of the show, right, is this, adolescent teenage girl, complete, like, she has terrible social anxiety, and she's, like, completely introverted. She has no friends in high school. It's a cringe comedy.
Okay.
But it's one of those shows that's like, okay, haha, we're supposed to laugh at you because this is dumb. But it's like, in her mind, she's like, I fucking hate everyone because, you're all trash. But then, like, someone be like, hey, let's go to, like, the mall. And she automatically clams up and she has, like, panic attacks. And at first, it's just like, yo, this is hysterical. But then, like, after just watching her get beat down by life every single episode, just like, it hurts to watch. Like, sometimes she just start, like, crying in her room. She's like, hey, bro, like, do you think I'm cute? Like, am I conventionally attractive? Everyone's like, no, you ugly as shit. Get out of my room.
Bro!
So,
that's wild!
Like, it's I feel you on that, because I'm just like, I don't think I could watch another episode, because I would laugh. And then something bad would happen. Like, she finally got a hug from someone, and she broke down in tears because she's like, yo, no one's ever done that for me before. And I was like, ooh, that's sad.
That kind of hurt. Yeah.
Damn, dog. That just sounds like teenagers need a hug, the anime.
Yeah.
God,
nah, but it's funny. She's a piece of shit character. But also, that's why it's okay to laugh at her. But at the same time, just like, we all know someone who's that person.
Yeah.
It ain't me.
Hold on, is she actually a piece of shit, or is she a victim of circumstance?
There's no circumstance. She's a weirdo, bro. So, without, like, giving anything away, she has this one good friend, right? And she's like, at least I can take solace in my friend, we've been cool. she was uglier than me, so I'm good. And her best friend gets this massive glow up, and she was like, "This bitch, who is she? How dare you change on me?" And then her one friend gets another friend, and she's like, "Yo, what's up with you, bro? Like, what's happening to me? Like, she kind of trash."
That's on her.
Yeah, that's definitely on her. That's on her.
That's on her.
100%.
But yeah, man. Just wanted to shout out one of the crappy animes of the week right now. That's one of those things that you just can't help but watch.
Should we make that like a thing? Crappy anime.
I can definitely make that a thing, man. Because I definitely got some in the bucket, and I don't know why I still watch some.
Because you like to hurt yourself. You're sadist. Or wait, no, masochist. Sorry, you masochist.
I'm like, it's like, why am I looking forward to the next episode? This is a trash anime. Oh damn, what the fuck about to happen next? Hold up. Is he about to touch her titties? Ooh.
Oh, bro. He's like, hold on, I'm rooting for you.
Oh, you just a simp.
It's like, it's cool, bro. Just walk away.
Yeah. That was my little thing I definitely wanted to bring up.
Noted. Absolutely noted. So I brought up.
You have to share my pain.
Yeah, we are definitely sharing in that pain now. So I brought up a manga, so I'm gonna bring up an anime as well. So you brought up a bad one. I'm gonna bring one that I'm watching currently that I'm actually really enjoying, and I have to finish it at some point this week. But it is called Noblesse, and it is.
Webtoon.
Say it again.
The anime adaptation of the webtoon, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The Vampire Lord?
Yep.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah, bro. I had no idea it was a webtoon, manhwa, and I was like, all right, let's check it out. I watched the OVA one night where I couldn't sleep at all, and the OVA blew me away. I was like, yo, there's got to be more. There's got to be at least like another OVA, just something. Like I was just like scouring, found it on Verve. I was like, all right, bet I'm gonna watch it. I'm maybe like 6 episodes in of season 1, so I got 6 more to go. So,
is that good?
Yo, I like it. It's different because it's not a shonen per se. It's a seinen, probably with other like dramatic elements, and maybe there's the only shonen element I give it is that there's like power scaling per se, like there's powerful characters, and you can kind of tell which tier each character is on versus the other. But other than that, there's no shonen aspect. It's very strong seinen vibes. Very this is the anime probably for the edgelords, because everyone looks like they're, I don't know, just feeling like gosh, or just feeling like everything is just like dark and gloomy. Like that's the sort of like feel you get. You just gotta.
It's for the kids who's stuck in middle school. I got you.
A little bit, although I enjoy it, and I'm far past middle school. So.
Hey, listen, I just looked it up because I wanted to know what a seinen was, because for everybody out there, not everybody always knows these terms, especially myself. I'm just gonna put myself out on the chopping board.
No, that's fair, dog.
A seinen is a genre or demographic that is aimed primarily at the male, college-age, young adult demographic. Seinen anime is manga tend to be a little bit more mature than its counterparts like shonen, which is aimed for younger boys. Oh. That kind of hurt.
Yeah, when you hear it like that, it hurts. And what I found out mostly about myself recently, while I was trying to look for stuff on my watch list, is that I am a polite term to myself, a shonen whore, with mixes of seinen.
That's polite.
Yup.
I hate to see you being mean to yourself.
I didn't even laugh. It took me a moment to process what you just said. I was like, yeah, that's Shoni. He's about that whore. Ooh.
Okay. Yeah. So like I realized like if it's shonen and it has maybe even like the slightest amount of shonen qualities in it, I'm most likely gonna love the show. I realize that about myself now. Like after all these years of anime and manga, thinking I have gone full circle, and I have gone around most of the whole spectrum of what anime and manga has to offer. But I chill out in the shonen lounge most time. I'm cool with the seinen kids. You know what? I'm grown. I dabble a bit in the ecchi pool. Like, what's poppin'? Like, it's all good.
There it is.
And then the shoujo homies, we dap up occasionally, but there's still a bunch of other stuff I don't really dip my toe in. I definitely need to expand my horizons, and I have been. That's why I've been trying to read more, watch more, and just keep growing the watch list. So, listeners, if you guys have any suggestions when this episode is out, feel free to put it in the comments. Any suggestions, we'll gladly watch it and review it maybe too. But Noblesse is definitely something I think y'all should watch. Essentially, let's see, pull up the plot real quick. Noblesse is about a powerful noble, Cadus Etrema de Razil, or referred to as Rai in the show. He has been asleep for 820 years with no knowledge of mankind's advancement and scientific successes. At the start of the webtoon, Rai wakes up in an abandoned building in South Korea and starts to get used to the modern world. He goes to school where he reunites with his loyal servant Frankenstein. So Rai kind of, think Dracula. Very suave, debonair, cool, collected, incredibly powerful and alluring. Right? So meets back up with pretty much his lieutenant, his right-hand man, Frankenstein. And Ryan rolls into a high school and inadvertently befriends an athletic teenager named Shuwoo. Now, Shuwoo? Oh, my bad. I said Shu. It's Shinwoo. But still, Shinwoo.
Oh, I'm about to say, they about to have the whole black community come running.
Athletic and energetic teenager kid, he's a redhead. He has orange hair. Shinwoo. His computer geek friend, Ikon, and Shinwoo's crush, Yuna. Pretty much they become like a random ragtag group of friends. Rai is seen as the international student coming in, not knowing much about Japan, and they're just kind of taking him under, their wing, showing him around, and then lo and behold, he's just this all-powerful noble who's been around for nearly thousands of years and is actually meant to protect mankind from the other horrors that are out there. And it's really cool. Like, Rai doesn't talk much at all. He is almost the perfect embodiment of the strong silent type. Like, when he does speak, it's actually kind of, it's perfect. It's almost how you would want how you would depict a very strong noble, in that they always deem themselves to be, like, upper echelon, elite, and, like, when they speak, what they say goes. So there's just this in the OVA, actually, even before episode 1. So there's a scene where he's fighting the main villain and the guy charges him. He feels all bad and tough. Rai takes a step forward, just looks at him, and he just says, "Kneel." And then, boom, like gravity forcing all the weight upon the dude's shoulders. He's like crushed down face first into like a full surrender kneel position. And then the more he tries to struggle, he's just like, "I said kneel." Like he's braggadocious. He's kind of cutthroat. He's already meant to defend people. So like when his friends get hurt, it just gets worse for the person he's going up against. And I vibe with that heavy. It's like, yo, if you go against me or mine's, hey, that's a wrap. Power of friendship is strong.
That just gave me, y'all see Adventure Time? That gave me Lich vibes.
Yes.
That man said, "Kneel." I was sitting with the Lich said, "Fall."
Yep.
And everything just dropped and it went black.
Yup.
All right,
Think of it like that. Yeah. So if you haven't seen it yet, by all means, like, give it a shot.
Will do.
Will do.
I'm definitely gonna try it out.
Now, for the main topic of the show, we talking fathers in anime. I guess, first question is, like, for y'all, is like, what do you think it means to actually be a dad? Because, like, we're not dads yet. Like, by any means. Like, I'm fortunate enough to have a beautiful girlfriend, but we do not have a baby yet. Like, we're waiting a little bit, but babies in the future, but currently no.
You want to start this off, girl?
I had this conversation about what it means to be an uncle with my man's Dylan yesterday, but I have no idea what it means to be a dad. And I refuse to talk out of my ass.
Well,
I can respect that because you'll never know when you actually have to go through it. I think from a standpoint as a son, for what I think and I aspire to be when I do have my own children, I actually helped raise my little sister. So, like, I have, like, a little background, but I would never compare that to actually being a father, you know?
Right.
I just think a father, from my own perspective as a black child, and, like, I have had my father in my life, thankfully. It's not like, the perfect story, but hey, what's new? So it's kind of just one of the things, just be there. I think one of the things is just absolutely be there for your child, especially whenever they need you, because that's honestly the main thing you need to do as any kind of guardian. Like, whenever there's an issue, you just need to be present.
That's real.
And I feel as though a lot of the times that within our own communities, a lot of people forget that. They think that, like, I did fine without my father. I did fine without this guidance or whatever. Like, you never know how much your son or daughter or whatever offspring that you've had might be going through in the critical moments in time. Like, these are development years. Like, when they're grown and out the house and they can live their own life and everything like that, or going to college or doing the things that they need to do as an adult. That's when you can let them fly and let have their own reins. But I think it's very, very hard, but definitely very rewarding if you actually take the time to just be there for your child and, like, be there to answer the questions that they might not even know they need to ask. So that's just my thoughts on it.
I feel, to add on to that, I feel like to be a father or to be a parent in general is to be a protector. You have a moral obligation to this life that you brought into the world to not only be there and, like, support it, but to mold it into the best potential version of itself that it will be. I feel that as a father, your job is more, at least for me, it's more like, duty bound. I when I look at my dad, I see him as, like, almost an anti-role model of sorts. It's like, this is what not to be. Like, don't drink all the time. Don't start fights over nothing. Be a man of your word. Like, I feel like that's what it is. To be a father means to instill good morals, good judgment, and, like, a code of honor and ethics into a person. Just showing them the right path, supporting them along the way,
Word. I would have to fully agree. Like, luckily for me, I like you, Reem. I'm an uncle. I have great nieces now, and it's crazy. But I have a very good relationship with my father, and I'm very fortunate to have that. And just from what I've seen, like, him do over the years, and just kind of how he expresses fatherhood. So just going with that a little bit. He's a boomer. He's a boomer, but he's a really, really good man. Because I know people go like, "Oh, okay, boomer." That be damned. My dad is a different man from a different time, but so he's not necessarily the most expressive when it comes to saying how he actually feels per se. But he will always show it in his actions. And the way my parents are, like my mom, I think she's been more of a talker. She and I don't get it wrong. She's great with, like, following through most times, but it's nowhere near as much as my dad is. And my dad's not the talker, so we kind of left that to be my mom's side. But my dad is always there at the drop of a hat if I actually need him for anything, because I try and be as self-reliant as he has been our entire lives. As long as I've known him, he's always been self-reliant. There's maybe been a very small fraction of times that he actually needed help or assistance from anyone. And one of those times was for me, because he was, like, in a big work accident. But always being accountable both of his life / like the house itself and me and the environment that I surround myself in, being the protector, being the overseer of what is happening, of not being like a helicopter parent and still giving me that free reign, but to always know that when life feels like it's going to drown you, I'm fortunate enough to have him as a raft to, like, pull me back to harbor. To always be a listening ear, because again, he does not talk much. When I say like he's like a stone sometimes, like he's like a stone, but he always hears you and he always listens. And I think that's kind of where I get some of that from, where like maybe it seems like I'm not listening and like I'm doing something else, but I will 100% repeat back what you said to me verbatim in the proper inflection. Everything's like I hear you. It's just, don't mind me. I'm also doing something, but I'm giving you my attention as well. And more than anything, a provider, whether that be love and care, food, clothes, what have you. My dad is a provider, and I think that kind of encapsulates what he might have felt is at least some aspects of being a father. Because again, none of us here are dads. But, you know, we've had some experience with dads, whether it be our own or friends, you know, fathers and such, and obviously these anime dads. And when we grow up, if, you know, we decide to have, you know, children with our significant others, you know, I would like to, you know, think that we want to be good examples and good fathers to them too. That way we can help, you know, the generation to come and make sure that they have something worth fighting for and that they're good people.
Just to piggyback off of just our own fathers, I'm not gonna ever badmouth my dad, but you know, I always compare it to that line, and me and my cousin Devontae always go back to it. Like, you know, I've been ready, like my dad said he was coming to get me.
He ain't show up.
He ain't show.
Yeah.
And it was a valuable lesson, man. I had to grow up, and that was like one of the biggest facts, and that's what I say. It's like a lot of kids out here, a lot of children who've had issues with their parents or even just their fathers in general, who are black men growing up, are looking for someone to look up to and have that role model. And when you don't have that, you sort of get lost in the sauce. And I think that's why one of my biggest things as a father that I always want to make sure I'm able to do, and I even try to do this into my sister's life, is just be there, you know, have a presence. And you never know what you might be able to save them from in the future, or like, you know, within their own current situation. So yeah, that's my biggest thing. But you know, my father's always the biggest supporter, even like when he can, because like there's a difference between like his fatherhood and his childhood,
Right.
because his father was never around. So I think he thinks what he's doing is like 150,000 times better than what his dad was doing, and it's probably right. So it's just those little things.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that 100%. I feel like a lot of times we as children forget that our parents are also people. As I said earlier, like I see my dad as an anti-role model. He's not a bad dude. He just has his own flaws that I see, that I take to know, like, hey, this isn't like the way, you know?
Yeah, you note on it. You note
Of
on
course.
it and make sure you do better, and that's what they expect from us. And that's why I'm happy that we all have that kind of understanding that we don't want to do the same things that, well, other than Ike, because Ike seems like he got a really great role model.
Of course.
Man, I'm trying. When he said do better, bro, to this day, no, yeah, it's when they always say, you know, try and do better than me. It's like, bro, if I'm even half as good as you, I'm doing something right.
That's a successful father right there.
I feel that.
I think that's the most successful thing you can do as a father. When your child says something like that about you, woo!
Mm-hmm.
Man, and quite honestly, like, all right, so like on the low, well, not even on the low anymore. I'm writing a like poetry book, like two of them and whatnot, and this one is a lot. This one's gonna be a lot longer than the other ones, and a lot of the poems are gonna be dedicated to him, and because it's gonna be, you know, Black youth and growing up, you know, throughout society, but also realizing where home is. I am very fortunate, and I will always say it with all the love, all the care that I have in my absolute essence and being, to have my dad, Willie Luck. I'm very thankful to have been born his son, and I just want to be able to be as good as a father as he is to me. And he wants me to be better, so I'm gonna try one way or another. I guess for me, the only way I feel like I can be better is like by breaking generational curses and by making some moolah. So I'm trying. So I think it's just good that he wants me to succeed and do better than he can, and I think that's for my future kids, all that I can ever really wish for is that, just, be better, be happy, and be healthy. Even when it seems like, you're doing things that maybe I don't necessarily understand or per se agree with, but if you're happy and you're healthy and you're not in any trouble, okay, then we're winning. Then we're winning as a family. And I think that's been the number one thing. That is not necessarily a me or you thing, like not just a father or a son thing. It's you win together. It's always a we thing. And the other last thing I know that when it comes to being a parent in general, because I have some friends who are, moms and dads now, is that sacrifice is very real. Sacrifice is very real.
High tier.
You don't even peep how much sacrifice they go through until you get older to comprehend, bro.
Exactly.
Like, that's the one thing I never realized, man. Sometimes my parents would come home not even eat just to make sure I was good.
Yep.
And I'm just like, damn, y'all didn't have to do all that. Thank you. But y'all didn't have to do all that.
I literally just talked to a dude today who we went bowling today. And he was literally telling me like it was his biggest dream to be a bowler. And like he showed me a tattoo on the side of his arm, had bowling and the bowling pins and everything. I'm like, yo, he was dead serious about this. What happened? He's like, yo, I had kids. And I'm like, yo, to put your dreams aside for a child is one of the hardest things to do. And I shout out to everybody who's able to do that. And I hope that people, when you're having children, you understand what the weight of that actually means. So definitely shout out to the fathers out there and mothers.
Oh, mother, y'all gonna get your love. Don't worry. We got a show for y'all.
Facts.
We got a show for y'all. Don't worry. Y'all gonna get your love. Oh, yeah, man.
That's my last comment about that.
So we're breaking that down, the qualities of what it is to be a dad and whatnot. In anime, we may see some of these qualities, or we may see a lot of anti of these qualities that we hope fathers possess. I guess what are some of the most common tropes though that fathers have in anime?
They're not there.
It depends.
Hold on. Wait, no, he's right.
Hold on. No. That's shonen.
Yeah, bro.
They're shonen in a lot of anime. A lot of fathers just aren't there.
Shonen.
That's very shonen. Yeah, it's like single mother. See you on draft day. Yeah.
For a lot of the anime I watch, with where the dads are present, they take either a comical, a comedic role, because they know the stress that their children are going through, or they're just command the highest respect, but also they're fair about it. It's like the firm hand to the mother's gentle touch,
right?
And I can respect that.
Okay.
I see that. I definitely see that a lot within other styles of animation, anime. They definitely have that or they're literally used as the low point of a character's origin. So they'll be used that's something I would never want to be, or something that I can't understand, and then they try to find a way to get over it. Which I'm hoping we can get into and talk about some of those kind of fathers, because I got a couple in my mind already, because Lord knows it. Lord knows it. There are some out there.
All right, then let's slide right into it. You want to start with the good or the bad?
I like bad news first.
Bad news.
Everyone wants the bad.
All right, let's start with bad news first. You were right. I'd rather end on a good note too.
Right.
All right. So who y'all got? What's an example of? You know what? Right off the rip, I'm just gonna put it like this. Right off the rip.
Don't you do it?
A bad father. Ash's dad in Pokemon. Bro, where you at?
Ooh. Not even
Not even talked about.
Bro,
Ash's
I
little brother.
low-key think it's Professor Oak.
No. Ash's little brother on the way.
Bro, that's not his real brother. That's his brother by just being there, a play brother.
Listen,
that's
bro.
your friend who's a brother.
Listen,
you
bro.
also gotta think about it. Ash is still 11 years old. So
nah, that don't count. That don't count.
Hasn't been
Ash in a coma. Ash in a coma. I don't care what anybody say. Look, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have to just go with that random fan theory and be yeah, no, Ash he was shocked to the system like static in the.
Yup. As soon as them Pidgeys came at him.
Ain't no way he should still be 10. Or maybe 11 now if they aged him properly. If they aged him.
Alright, we going with worse?
Yeah, we're going to go with bad dads first.
Okay, because I got a couple on the list, but we're just going to make it real simple. I'm not going to go to the main one yet.
Word.
Shout out to that man, Show Tucker from Full Metal.
Oh, the worst.
My man decided to really... Number one, I get that you want to be successful, but the sacrifices that you make to do that, don't sacrifice your family. Nobody needs that.
Right.
Number one, you sacrifice Shorty's mom. Why? And then on the top of that, when we start watching getting connected to your daughter and the dog, look, come on, bruh. You done jacked the whole show up, and they wasn't even gonna live that long to begin with. That's crazy,
bro.
That's crazy.
It's horrible to be iconic, to be one of the most hated characters in all of anime.
You want to know what's funny? You want to know what's funny? The dude who wrote Full Metal Alchemist, he wrote a chapter of everyone who's died in heaven except for Show Tucker. That man was burning. That man was literally
well deserved.
Fire.
Wait, hold on. Was it a dude that wrote Full Metal, or was it a woman? I thought it was a woman that wrote Full Metal.
The person in charge of it. Oh,
someone in charge of Full Metal. We'll get at you later. We'll correct that later. But all I know is Show Tucker. Yeah, bro, notoriously the worst in all of anime. How do you do that to your kid and your dog?
It's a woman. Hiromu Arakawa.
Who?
Just make sure that Hiromu Arakawa is the Full Metal Alchemist creator.
Okay.
Yep. He was trash. But go ahead, girl.
For me, the worst father in anime / manga history is that boy, director Kakazawa from Elfen Lied. That man was trash. So, y'all might know about this, but basically he is the main antagonist of the story, and his entire goal is basically to wipe out the human race and replace them with, like, mutated humans. To do that, the main character is an actual, like, originator of these mutant humans.
Okay.
So this man has kids. He, like, turns them into test subjects. He's, like, he has a daughter. He turns into a monster that has, like, an infinite IQ. So she can, like, help him predict the outcome of situations. He has a son who he, like, does not give he doesn't care about. His son gets murked. Like, someone brings his son's head right in front of him, and he was like, failure. Couldn't be my genes. And walks right off. And they're like, yo, your son just died. And he was like, hey, I don't care. My goal is to be the god of the new race. He was like, your son's head is literally in your hands. He was like, what's that got to do with me? And I was like, yo, this man did nothing. This man did not care about his family. He used them to all his gain. To the point where he finds the main character's mother, sexually assaults her, fathers the kid, and is like, yo, my child is going to mate with you, and we're gonna, like, do this Adam and Eve plot. So Too Long didn't read, finds the main character's mom, impregnates her, and then has his child, which is the main character's half-brother, and is like, y'all going, like, smash and reproduce. So this dude's just out of pocket.
Completely and utterly fuck that dude.
Dude, trash.
It is an ill for me, bro. Just a straight ill.
What the fuck, yo?
Right.
What you got?
Yo, guillotine. Anyway, let's see what. Well, I mean, I'm just gonna start with another classic, horrible bad dad. Gone Freaks. Or not Gone. His dad. His dad, Jin Freaks. Sorry. He named his son what he's gonna be, which is Gone. Absolutely horrible. How are you gonna have one? You have your kid, right? I don't know, whatever happened to you and the kid's mom. You have Gone. You leave him with your sister. You're off just adventuring the world because that's more important than actually being there for your son. And then not only that, you set up trials and tribulations for him just so your son can get to you, but every step of the way you're making it more difficult in hopes that he doesn't reach you, and then when he finally does, you're not even there long. You don't even have like a meaningful conversation. It's just you're chilling looking at a world tree. Whoop-dee.
You know when the entire world of hunters is like, you ain't shit. you ain't shit.
Yeah, that's real because there's a lot of ain't shit people in Hunter x Hunter.
Everyone in Hunter x Hunter. Listen, even like the main characters really ain't shit. There's no truly good person in Hunter x Hunter that isn't getting faded. But
maybe
also,
Leorio, and he's probably the closest to like good. Yeah.
That's because we don't really know nothing else about him. But I mean, his whole dream is to be a medical person just because of his friend dying. But hey,
yeah, that's why it's like he's the closest to being like
closest to
fully
being
good. Yeah.
The thing is, though, as bad as Ging is, I kind of understand what he was doing because, like, for as much as like he wasn't around, this man knew his son. He was like, "You're gonna do this, you're gonna do that." And I know if you're going to follow me, you need to get strong to live in this world. That's how I see it. He made the whole game just so his son could train to get stronger. And he even said...
Gon was like 12, man.
He was 12 when he did all his accomplishments. If you ain't listen.
Dog, it ain't the same. Just because what you went through, your kid doesn't have to go through that either.
I know. I get it. But I'm saying, that's the world of Hunter x Hunter. The world of Hunter x Hunter is, if you want to be a hunter, you need to hunt something. I'm not going to give it to you. That's what happened. He had to hunt his dad. Gon was literally a hunter. That's why his name like that.
Man, he's still a horrible. You know what? I'll give you that. No. I'm gonna retract.
That was a good one. I like
that. That was solid. That was solid points. Solid point.
Yeah, Hunter x Hunter joint definitely sold me.
It's like, all right. I mean, he's still bad for wanting to put his kid through that, but the reasoning I'm gonna give you. Hey, shit though, he really named him Gone. Like, dog. I'm sorry. Like, I think I'm more mad that he literally named him what he's gonna be. It's like, I'm out.
Hey, you know where my dad at? He left you a name. Your name.
It's like, oh, my name's Gone.
Question.
I got another one for you. Let's talk about Code Geass, that man Charles Z. Britannia.
Hey, y'all got this. It's been a minute since I peeped the Code Geass.
This man, Charles Z. Britannia, pitted his offspring against each other at any moment possible to the point where they started running countries and started fighting each other just because of him. He messed up Lelouch so bad that this man started a whole revolution because of him. Oh my gosh, bro. I would never look at that man the same. And then when he saw him, he gave no fucks. He really didn't. He didn't care about nothing about him. He was just ready to off him. He didn't even care about it. I'm like, yo, that's a wicked kind of father. That's a different kind of father, different level. That's just how I feel about him. Because he was just one of those political leaders that's only cared about his political game. And I think that's one of the coldest ways to be a father. Just I love watching my sons and daughters fight.
That's slimy.
That is slimy. Like he separated them all, pitted them against each other, and just like, all right, let's see how this Darwinism thing plays out. What?
That's trash.
And it was, the worst part about it? It wasn't for no like real reasoning to grow them in any kind of way. No, he just wanted to get some entertainment.
Really? It was a TV show for him, bro.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was entertained by it. That's it.
Oh, that's worse than slimy. Dog, a piece of shit.
He just entertained by it,
bro. You trash.
Good Lord. All right.
Question.
Next bad dad up.
Can we talk about... All right, so technically he is a dad, but we don't know his relationship. Can we talk about grandparents who were like father figures that were trash?
I was going to say, father figures count. Father figures count in this. Like, it's not just like all dads because, obviously some stories don't have fathers in there. So, father figures.
The worst present dad to me or father figure is Monkey D. Garp. And no one can tell me differently. How you gonna take your 10-year-old son, tie him to a balloon, and send him up into the air, talk about it was to make you stronger. And then when he comes down from the balloon, you're going to throw him into the pit of spikes, talk about it was to make you stronger. And then the first time you see him in like 7 years, you punch him in the head.
That's all he got. He got no love.
None. And then when his next grandson is about to get executed, man just looks by, he's like, I should do something, but my job, so I won't. And then after his grandson gets killed, he's like, well, now I gotta get it. It's too late, bro. It was too late. Man was trapped. He's funny. He's a good dude.
He's funny as hell. But he's hilarious, and that's why he gets away with it. In my book, he's just hilarious.
He's funny, but like, I'm gonna be real, bro. Let me tell you this. My
Go
pops
ahead.
would be like, all right, you're going to have to, like, you know, you're going to run hard. It's trained to make you stronger. Cool. That man ever, like, all right. How'd y'all learn how to swim? Y'all just got pushed into the deep end, right?
Nah, all right. So
I learned on my own.
I jumped in on my own and almost
sad.
died. So
yeah, I learned how to doggy paddle first.
yeah, I ain't make it, so I had to take swimming lessons. But I had a near-death experience, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, could you not? I was like, look, you can do it. I can do it too. Cannonball. My life. So yeah, no, I got saved. You know, the whole, you know, chest compressions, all that cool stuff. And then,
damn.
and then my dad was like, I am for real. Yeah,
Bro, you sunk?
Senpai went through it, bro. Senpai
more than through it. You drowned, nigga. This man is 40 and still can't swim.
I can swim now. I just can't swim good. Bro, I swear, I be swimming now, and it's just like I ain't going nowhere fast, but I get there like a little bit at a time. It's like I'm moving at a snail's pace.
This man said he had the whole chest compressions. That must have been a horrible experience. But
that's where you lost me at.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. Senpai been through it. Senpai has like 6 near-death experiences. So yeah.
Oh God.
That's just that's one of the earliest ones. That's the second one.
I wouldn't trust the water again.
Nah, bro. See, I was young and I was young, ambitious. I'm like, you know what? It's cool. That just means I gotta get better. So I was like, all right. So we gotta learn how to swim. My dad took me to like the local YMCA and whatnot, and I started learning how to swim there. And it wasn't too bad. I had some cool instructors. It was cool. I was a far better swimmer when I was younger than I am now, just because I stopped actually swimming a lot. But now also because like my leg muscles are like too dense and stuff, so I start to like sink. I don't even float well anymore.
Oh God, bro! I just imagine a young senpai jumping into the water with no regrets.
Bro, I was not to be one upped. I was like, yo, I'm going through cannonball.
That's a
and like I just remembered I touched the bottom of said pool and I kicked up and I'm like, I'm trying to get to the surface. I'm like,
it's not.
I'm not reaching it. Oh, it was sunny. It's getting dark. Okay. And then next thing I know, it was sunny again, and my friend was helping me.
I'm sorry for laughing so hard, bro.
Bringing me back. And Dad, if you ever listen to this podcast, I'm not sure you will, but if for whatever reason, it's now that the first time you're hearing about this because they told me never to mention it to you. So
you never told your pops?
I never told my pops till now, I guess. So hey, remember that time when I was hella young?
You just came back like nothing happened. What was you afraid to get the ass whooping?
I was like 7 or 8, and yeah, I almost died, bro.
Oh, that's wild. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's get back to the topic.
Right. All right. So I have maybe a controversial one for bad dads. All right. We all seen Naruto. I respect this ninja a lot as a ninja, but was he a good dad? Here is in Saratobi. What do y'all
Hell
think?
no.
Huh?
Hell no.
No?
No, and the reason why I'll say this is only because he was a great figure for the young youth, but he was never a father.
Okay.
Not in my opinion. But that's just my 2 cents on it. I'm going to let everybody get their own stuff off their chest.
Kurokami?
I feel like there's a difference between being a guardian and being a father figure. I feel like Saratobi was a guardian of Naruto, but there was no true like love there because I know they're trying to retcon it and they're like, oh yeah, the third Hokage was always there for me. Realistically, all that man did was give you an apartment and some spoiled milk. The man was shitting his brains out in episode 2.
Yeah.
He wasn't there. The man could have told him about his dad. He could have been like, listen, I'm there for you.
Easily could have switched the whole story
He
up.
knew.
He easily could have switched the whole story up.
He knew. Like, he was the reason why they were like, yo, we're not going to mention Nine-Tailed Fox. And Naruto was like, yo, why do people hate me? He never knew about his parents.
Man believing people just didn't fuck with him just because they didn't fuck with him.
He didn't know anything. And that man Sarutobi was just like, it's for your own good. Really, bro? If we want to make something for my own good, how about you teach me? How about you prepare me? How about you're actually there when, like, you know, oh, the world's against me. At least the third Hokage, why don't I have a dad? Man, drop all the ball. That's why he got faded by Orochimaru, bro. And I don't feel bad for him.
He allowed himself to get faded.
I was gonna say there's a difference. He definitely let himself get faded by Orochimaru. He definitely could have won. Or even if it was like maybe a year or two younger, he would have won.
All I'm saying is that that's karma. All the mistakes in his life led him to get destroyed.
I gotta give you that because that's real. Which this will probably end up in another conversation, but that's very real because like he let Orochimaru slide so much. He tried to be Orochimaru's father figure when Orochimaru, lost his during the war, and well, I think because of that he was too as weird as I'm gonna say here, like being soft. Like he was too soft on Orochimaru. Enma had, I ain't gonna front. Enma had a good point. You should have ended him when you had the chance.
Should have killed him.
Enma wanted to choke him. He was like, "I'll do it. Give me the word. I'll do it."
Say the word, bro. He should have just did it. No kid.
Enma was the best summon, bro.
Yo, real talk.
He was. He talked to real. He had Black Force. He had Black Air Force energy.
How your summoning got Black Air Force energy, dog?
He had Black Air Force energy on site.
He did.
On his site. He said, "What? This dude?" See that?
Yo, it was crazy because like Enma was literally like, "Yo, I can fight with you hand to hand combat. Like, let's roll on this ball." Or like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna manifest into this, adamant staff and adamant form and whatnot, and we got it. I'm the perfect weapon. Like tag team. Boo, y'all, let's get it."
Okay, I gotta do it. I gotta say it. I have to say it now. Like, I don't care. That man Goku is the worst dad of all time, my guy. That man is the worst dad of all time. Okay. You have to understand when your son is growing up in the world that you decide to bring him in, you don't have to bring him to every fight, my guy. You don't have to do that. Every time the world is at stake, you don't have to bring him into every fight. Train him so he's ready to fight. Yes, he was in the hyperbolic time chamber ready to go Super Saiyan. You want to act like you want to be soft on him. And then he's like, nah, come at me straight up. You finally did that. Good father moment. Worst father moment comes right after that. We in the Cell games. Oh, hold up. Wait a second. Cell still a little beat down? Hey, go on. I know you strong, brother. Here, take this sensu bean, Cell. I'm going to let you go ahead and re-up. Go ahead, my nigga. You good? What? No!
It's okay. Go ahead.
The world is at stake. Why you putting pressure on a 12, 13-year-old kid? You don't do that. You don't do that. Why would you you know what?
It's cool. Hold on. See, look.
No, because you're going to try to make some dumb argument about how he was there, but not really there. Because Chi-Chi was all trying to make him a scholar. No, we all understand that Gohan had his issues because Chi-Chi was trying to go ahead and bitch made him, but at the end of the day, Gohan could have easily been taken up under his wing by Goku. That's simple as that. But like, all right, son, you got to learn how to do this because if I'm not here, you need to be able to handle this because I'm the strongest. You got to be the strongest too, my son. Like, you seen what he had from day one. We all seen it. We all seen Daddy! Bow! Headbutt. Go ahead. Go to sleep, Raditz. No. I'm not having it, bro. You're not going to sit there and tell me Goku is not one of the worst fathers of all time in anime, bro.
Okay.
At all times. He's never there.
Now that you got that all out.
Great-grandfather.
Now that you have that, out your system. All right. So here are the facts. And,
God.
Here are the absolute facts.
Go ahead. I'm going to let you go ahead.
About Goku and his fatherly ways. First and foremost, I want to preface with this. Goku by no means is the best father, but he is by no means a bad and or the worst father.
What?
He middles very well. And listen to this. Actually, my girlfriend, Kat, and I were talking about it because we watched a lot of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z recently, all the way up to the beginning of the Buu saga, at least till then. what we found is that Goku is a better hero than he is a father, but he's not the worst dad. Right from rip, from the absolute jump of Dragon Ball Z, Goku and Chi-Chi and Gohan, who they haven't seen any of Goku's friends in 4.5 years, because that's how old Gohan is. Haven't seen him for 4.5 years. They meet up at Kame House. Lo and behold, his friends, everyone's gathered. Everyone's, in awe of Gohan, giving him compliments. He's cute, looks like Goku, looks like Chi-Chi, all that good stuff. Really like in awe of Gohan. But here comes Uncle Raditz, just out of nowhere, kidnaps his own nephew, beats up his dad, and then takes him away, right? That's not Goku's fault. Right? That is not, because Goku immediately then goes to try and save his son. He does successfully save his son with the help of Uncle Piccolo, and while in the process of saving his son, Goku dies.
Stepdad. Go
right? Uncle, stepdad, whatever you want to call him. The reason I won't ever say stepdad is just because realistically, I don't think he ever hit Chi-Chi, and that would be weird if he did. And hit, I'm sorry, I just mean have sex with Chi-Chi, all right? So, anyway.
We'll talk about
it.
No.
Namekians don't got no dick. I mean, stop. Nah, they reproduce with the eggs, bro. That's how they reproduce.
Did you not see eggs. When Chi-Chi saw that he restored his arm? She's like, "Oh, you can restore that?"
Bro, we done. Look, hold on. No, don't sidetrack me. I'm making valid points. Hold on. So Goku, right? Defended Gohan, died in the process. Cool. All right. So then we get the Saiyan saga, like more into the Saiyan saga.
Hold up. Wait, why did he defend Gohan? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You good. You talking about Raditz. Go ahead. I'm sorry. That was wrong. I was wrong. I'll take that L.
That was right. So now we're getting later into the Saiyan saga with like Vegeta and Nappa. All right? No one wanted Goku back early because Nappa and Vegeta were that much stronger. So they made Goku stay in the other world. Goku wanted to come back, but they made him stay so he can train. He's like, all right, cool. I'll go train with this, legendary King Kai. That should be good. That should be good training. Always down for that. I can come back stronger, help save the world. Bet. He comes back. When he does come back, make sure that his friends are okay. Make sure his son is okay. He sees Piccolo. I mean, obviously he's upset about that. He's like, all right, so now I gotta go kick these people's ass. Proceeds to kick their ass, but also gets his ass kicked because Vegeta is a motherfucker in that battle. Yeah, then we get to the Namekian saga. Goku, I guess while like in this time frame, they're trying to grow more sensu beans. Goku.
I thought they went. I'm sorry, not to interrupt you. I thought they went to Namek because all their friends died, and the other pair of Dragon Balls were on Namek.
Exactly.
They had different rules, so that's why they had to go to Namek.
Exactly. That's the main reason. But I'm saying like because this leads into why Gohan was on Namek first. And why people say like Goku was like never there is like, well, Gohan was on Namek first with Krillin, his other uncle, who Krillin could be a better uncle, but that's fine. Who was with his other uncle.
To some degree. He's more like the best friend.
Yeah, exactly. Like he acts like a best friend.
He's honorary uncle, yeah.
He acts like a best friend, but he should be the uncle. Like he doesn't.
He should be the uncle. True.
Yeah.
True.
But they go over to Namek first with Bulma. That's because they're still trying to have sensu beans, and then they recovered faster than Goku did. And Goku is like trying to train. He's like re-injures himself while he's training, and they're waiting to get a spaceship built so he can go and catch up with them on Namek. So that happens. We know the stuff that happens in Namek. Gohan is literally 5.5 years old when he's on Namek, maybe going on 6. Goku finally gets there, sees his kid, is like, beat up, sensu bean. Boom, cool. My kid is good. I made sure my kid and my best friend were solid. Cool. Again, repeat. I gotta whoop their ass for hurting mine. Goes and whoops their ass, right? Now, and this seems to go on and on and on. Goku arrives a little bit late. It's cool, but he comes to make sure his kid and family are cool first. But then we get like little moments in between, like some of the filler episodes, some of the stuff that is just like small episodes, but are canon, where Goku is actually understanding Gohan. It's like, hey, cool, let's train together. You want to like train with the big dog? That's cool. Let's do that. You want to train with Piccolo and I too? Cool. That's fine. Always down to have you come in and spend time with me. I love doing that. Goku spends time with his kid. Granted, when it comes to the Cell Saga, everybody
everybody knows
every Z
at that
fighter
point.
failed. Every Z fighter failed. But it isn't until that point where Goku has actually a bad moment. Goku respects Chi-Chi's wishes for Gohan not to overtrain too much because he has to focus on the studies. Goku always is respectful if Gohan wants to like train with them. He's like, yeah, come in. He's always welcoming, always joins. He always tries to make sure that Gohan's okay and is protected. But in the Cell Saga, he did get in over his head. And I like to make the analogy that Goku at that time was the overzealous coach whose kid is also playing, where you see their potential and then you try and toss them out into the wolves like before they're ready. And then they get the shit rocked and you're like, oh, I made a misjudgment. Except that, Goku was on a galactic scale because, you kind of played a game with Earth there for a bit. So that was the biggest lapse in judgment ever. But then even going forward, Goku respects Gohan's wishes to not necessarily want to be like a fighter like him, Vegeta, and Piccolo are. He understands that Gohan is more of a defender. He will raise his power level. He will get stronger to protect those that he needs to protect. And not because he likes to fight, but because he has something worth keeping safe. And Goku realized that. So, no, he's not the best dad. He's there for his kids. He's around. He maybe doesn't necessarily give the best amount of guidance, but you can't say he's horrible either. He has one fucked up moment that he did to Gohan. One. Granted,
Okay.
You're allowed to rag on him that entire time for
Okay.
that moment. You're allowed
Hold on.
because it's a bad moment. It's a very bad moment.
But in that moment afterwards, when he learns, like, Goku also has like a moment of clarity. Like, the entire Android saga was because he was alive. So he was like, yo, I know I'm not going to be around, but it's going to keep you guys safe.
Yeah.
Don't wish me back.
Yep.
That was his whole, like, reason why he didn't come back, why he wasn't around when Gohan was around. I don't know how he clapped cheeks, didn't know that.
That was during
Exactly.
the 10 days. That's how Goten was born. He was Super Saiyan. Why do you think Goten could go Super Saiyan so early?
Fair.
That's just me, though. That's just a joke. But, I mean, he most likely
God.
But no, like, he had the 10 days, yeah, but then he realized, he's like, my presence brings destruction, which you guys, like, all of that was because Goku destroyed the Red Ribbon Army when he was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, don't wish you back. Like, Gohan, you're stronger than me. You got this. You got to take up the mantle.
Yeah, you're the
So
man of the house
honestly,
now.
Like, I can't see Goku as a bad dad. Goku's a dummy.
Yes.
That Sensu beam was the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
But, like, at the same time, even after he messed up and Gohan achieved his potential, he was like, all right, you can do this. End him now, Gohan. Nah. Gohan, listen to me. End him now. Nah. So he was still trying to guide Gohan throughout that entire fight. And even when Gohan was losing hope, he came through dead with the father-son Kamehameha.
Yup.
And then, if you want to go through the movies, when Gohan was getting his like whole stuff faded by Bojack, Goku defied the rules of the afterlife, came back to life to sock this man to let him go with his son.
You're not gonna touch my kid like that. Let go!
Goku is not the worst thing. And then you want to go at Dragon Ball Super, when Zama's killed an alternate version of Goten and Chi-Chi, dude snapped. He hasn't gotten that angry since Frieza.
Super Saiyan Rage invoked.
He snapped. So now Goku is the bumbling dad. He's like the Disney dad, bro.
Yo,
Always messing up.
Legit. He's incredibly naive. That's one of Goku's traits, his naivety, and was his downfall. And I will put this on record that Vegeta was the worst dad until Super hit. That's Vegeta only became a good dad in Super.
Thank you.
No, you can't come at Vegeta.
Yes,
No,
I can.
I
Because he
come at
only
Vegeta.
became a
Let
good
me
dad
take
in
this.
Super. In
Let me
all
do
of
this.
Dragon Ball and Z,
Let me do
he
this.
was
Let me
trash.
take this one.
Okay, go ahead.
Everyone is like, Goku, you let your son get beat up. How about the fact that Vegeta didn't hug his actual son for like 7 years?
That's so out of pocket.
Like, you know how sad that is?
How about the first time he hugged his son and called him by name? The first openly affectionate gesture of love to his son was when he was about to die, and he was like, wow, let me hold you one for the first time, son. It's like, come on, bro. We always rag on Goku. This man, Vegeta, literally clapped cheeks and did not care.
Yup.
And then he was just like, Vegeta went from deadbeat to realize, oh nah, I'm tripping, and came back.
Yep.
Goku was always present. Goku just messed up a lot. He was like, I dropped the plates.
Can't say he was always present, but I understand your points, and I'm not going to deny any of them. Because yes, I respect all of Goku's history and all of his situations. The reasons why I say Goku was a bad father have a lot to deal with my anger of what they have done to Gohan throughout the series. That was my main thing for it. So yes, I understand that Goku's definitely not the worst father of all time, and I can take that back, not a problem. But at the end of the day, you cannot sit here and defend him so damn strongly for the things that he could have done better as a father because he was so worried about getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger.
I'll give you that. That's fair. That's fair. That is absolutely fair.
He also has bad moments in not seeing people for who they are. Like, if you're a father, you have to understand your children. If you do not understand your children, that's one of the biggest failures you could ever have. That's how I personally want to see it. Okay. So you not being able to see what Gohan is really all about deep down, you need to get your shit together or spend a little bit more time observing instead of training so damn much. Because your son obviously doesn't want to be someone that's like you. You got to pay attention to that. You got to understand what kind of kids you have, because when you leave the fate of the world to children, I don't know what you expect to happen right there. I do not know what you expect to happen, because at your age, you wasn't doing shit like that. You wasn't versing against a being that was an android and all compared to like all these different components that are all your friends and whatnot. You weren't at that level. You didn't have to have that kind of concerns on your belt. So that's why I get so irritated with Goku being the father that he is, just because he wasn't present. Like, honestly, yes, I understand that he's one of the strongest people. He's always there to protect them. He's always there, going to show up at the last minute. Great writing. Good job. But my biggest thing is that you had somebody else raise your child better than you. That's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel.
The person that raised his child was his mom. Piccolo ain't raised Gohan. Piccolo threw Gohan at a mountain.
Piccolo
and said survive.
More with building him up. Did more than building Gohan up than Goku has ever done. That's how I feel.
But that's how family honestly is, though, because like, I don't know about you. No, hear me out.
It depends.
Hear me out. I feel like that's the role of like a family unit. If you want to say like Piccolo's like his stepdad / uncle, yeah, you're gonna relate to someone more. Yeah. Piccolo was always more intelligent than Goku. Yeah, and that was his strong point. He could see Gohan. He could understand his weaknesses, his flaws. He didn't have the same naivety that Goku had. And because of that, he could relate to Gohan a little bit more. Because even when the whole Cell thing, Piccolo was like, Goku, he's not a fighter. He was never meant to fight. He never wanted to. He paid attention. Yes, exactly.
That's my biggest point, is that Goku didn't pay attention to his son the way he should have. That's how I feel.
That's what fair. I observed when that's fair. Because, like, in that situation, Goku got blinded by his own son's potential. It's like, oh, he is better than me. And I'm very proud of him. Like, his actual same pride in Gohan overwhelmed him to the fact that it's like, he's not seeing Gohan for who he is. And
he could have easily had more to do with his development if he wasn't such a bitch to Chi-Chi. He's able to fight all these massive people, but when it comes to Chi-Chi, you want to be acting like, yo, I'm not going fight for my son to be able to learn off of what I'm teaching him.
He's just trying to be respectful. I think that's honestly like looking back at like a lot of the episodes, he's trying to be as respectful as possible, because he knows the route that he goes down daily is more dangerous than being a scholar, and like he just wants the best for Gohan, and if that's being a scholar, so be it.
So hold on. I'm gonna be devil's advocate.
Go ahead.
I kind of think we're also forgetting that Goku's not human.
Yep,
we're judging him by human standards. Even Vegeta is like, we don't have familial love. Like what Bardock and Gine had, that's not normal.
Exactly.
We literally reproduce to create more fighters.
Yep.
We don't care about our offspring. So to them, that's just what they do.
Yep.
And to me, that's like culture. I can't hail your culture. It's weird to me, but yeah, it's like
he didn't pass his culture down. Well, also he doesn't really know his culture that well.
Yeah, exactly.
He also has brain damage, so.
Yeah. He still got brain damage to this day.
Which honestly is our best benefit. So in the series.
To this day, he still got brain damage.
But I also want to backtrack to the whole Vegeta thing. Yeah, Vegeta's a better father now.
I see him as a better father.
He's a better father now, but
because of what they've done for Trunks in the series, honestly.
Yeah.
You always see that Trunks ends up becoming like this super badass character out of nowhere. And you got to understand that that's because of Vegeta at some point. Like, granted, it's also because of Bulma too, but I really see that being a lot of because of Vegeta, because he was always looking for Vegeta's approval. But also that might come down to just who they are as different characters.
That too.
You know?
That too.
So
I mean, that Trunks has probably suffered some of the worst trauma in all of Dragon Ball Z. But
especially Future Trunks, that man stayed coming back trying to find out why.
Yup. It's like, yo, you good? He's like, I want to go back there, man.
I don't want it's dark there.
This is the darkest timeline. Can I stay here, please? But yes, Goku is a half decent father. Not the worst, not the best. Can use improvement. And Vegeta is now slightly better because he, upholds, promises. He went to that amusement park because Trunks actually, got that punch on him when he was training. He's very
for Vegeta though, bro. Yeah. He's a great father for Vegeta standards.
For Vegeta standards, Vegeta's a great father because from where he started to where he is now. Because remember, Vegeta had Trunks with Bulma just so he could have a reason to feel more powerful. Because he noticed that Goku's like, he's deriving his power because he has a son to protect? Okay, I need to have an heir. Okay, that's not it as well. Me and Bulma are like, we mess around. We're not necessarily a thing. We're not married or anything yet. It's cool. It's whatever.
Beerus came around. He started realizing that was a real pick. That love, man.
Yeah. He finally got with it. And then, he had like his first emotional moment. Actually, he had his first proud moment when in the Cell Saga when Future Trunks did actually beat him up and punch him so he could send him away to actually fight Cell. And then the other moment was when he had an actual emotional moment when Trunks got shot with the death beam through the heart. And he was like, no, charge at Cell, get clapped. But, you went and fought one of the craziest villains of all time because, they murked your son. So, like, you went to defend your son's honor. And then in Super, he's a lot better. He's there for his kids. But
he need to beat Trunks' ass.
He did beat Trunks' ass, yeah.
Nah, he needs to beat little Trunks' ass.
Little Trunks' ass. He be getting into so much trouble, bro.
I think that's a beef for Goten and Trunks. They can do it. They can throw hands.
True.
I don't care, bro. Man, talk about my dad can beat up your dad. What?
I ain't going front though. Was he wrong?
No, he's wrong. Yo, keep your damn bread.
Hold on though. Sidebar. What's worse, you getting beat up or like your dad being able to beat up their dad?
I don't think there's a good point in that one.
Look, all I'm saying is, look, you can take any ass kicking, like that's fine, but like at the end of the day, when your dad can just beat their dad up, it's like, well, what you gonna do? Get your dad? Fine, I'll get mine.
Fair.
This is true.
I'm gonna be that father. I'm the dad that can beat every dad up. Like, so my kid says you have a problem. What's the problem?
So what's good?
Oh, nothing, Mr. Luck. Oh, everything's cool. Cool.
Imagine the Prince of Saiyan comes to your door. I heard you talking.
So what's your problem with my child?
He's like, you right, bro. We good. I don't know what you talking about. Man, you short, but you strong. We good.
Listen, bro, that one punch knocked anyone out. You know this man has to be famous because he's always on like the world tournament, clapping everyone.
Yup. Just
imagine
one punch
Batman. That's like you bullying some random kid and like Iron Mike Tyson comes to your door. Is there a problem? I just cry.
I'd
be like,
I think you got some issues with my cousin's nephew's son. So I came here to settle the matter.
Nah, sir.
I'm gonna need you to take your white hair
not a
ass to the
single
crib.
problem. You got Venmo? All right, I'm gonna send you this money. Don't hit me.
I just honestly bring out an ironing board, press myself, then fold myself because I'm not getting folded by myself. That would hurt.
He said I'd rather fold myself than get folded by Tyson.
No, bro, you're not getting back up from that one.
Oh my god. All right. Oh, this episode gonna be a long one because we still gotta talk about the good.
Hold on.
Oh, you got one more bad?
Oh no, I'll start talking about the good. I just want to ask one question. Are we gonna touch upon he's not my son, but he's my son?
Oh, we can touch upon that. We can touch upon he's not my son, but he's my son.
Because the best version for me is Mike Guy.
Yes, thank you.
That man talking about
that's agreeable, unanimous.
That man was like, "Oh, you can't use any type of ninjutsu or genjutsu." I mean, I can. Oh, you think you're a failure? All right, we're doing this together. And that's real. Like, that's real. Like, I don't have.
Can we really be certain that Mike Guy isn't the father?
Honestly, I'm not,
because we don't know nothing about Lee's parents.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I seen online. There's a bunch of jokes like, do you know how Mike Guy has a problem with remembering people's names? He doesn't necessarily remember unless it's very prominent or they're strong. It's possible. I mean, Guy and Kakashi are the same age, so like Guy, was probably out with Konoichi one night. They had a good time, and maybe he just didn't remember. And then lo and behold, Rock Lee was born, a couple months later, and he just didn't know until. Cause like even Kakashi was like, he reminds me of someone, Guy. He reminds me of you, and Guy was looking like, I mean, I don't see it. And then,
Kakashi probably know on the low.
Kakashi like
he probably knows on the low. That's why he be saying his little slick shit.
Just whispering to Heroes in Sensei. I'm gonna need you to match Rock Lee up with Mike Guy because that's his kid. Thank you. All right.
Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, moving on.
Good lord. Yeah, that's definitely one of the best because Guy.
That was good.
The moment you knew Guy was all like. For me, even more like all in for Rock Lee, even more so than when he wiped away the sand, right, for against Gar, which, by the way, in hindsight, looking at it, the biggest flex, because he just wiped away the sand of a Jinchuriki. He's like, it's nothing. I'm like, oh, Guy could have folded almost everybody if he wanted to. From Rip.
Stop you. Guy would have folded everybody. He folded. All right, listen. Unless you're hacking and cheating in series, Guy, you would have got folded by Guy.
Guy is folding you. Like, without a doubt, unless your name is Naruto or Sasuke, Guy has a good chance of folding you.
I'd even argue that he might still fold him.
Probably Sasuke more than Naruto. That man, too, it's Naruto. When the series is named after you, I'm just like, I'm not putting anyone above you, bro.
I just wouldn't put it there. If there's a serious situation going on, you're definitely not losing.
Yeah. But yeah, no, my Guy can fold probably just about everybody. But besides that, it was the moment when Tsunade came back in town. She's starting to get inducted as like Hokage. She got her duties and everything that she has to attend to, and one of them being Lee and his surgery and his hopeful recovery. And when Guy is talking to Lee, because Lee is Tsunade told Lee that necessarily can't get saved. Or whatnot because it's a 50-50 chance. He's like, look, you came to me wanting to be a splendid ninja, and that's what you are. You are a splendid ninja. And I love you, Lee. I put, all my trust and my faith in you, Lee. And I swear to you now that if you die, I die too. I'm betting my life with yours.
That was the biggest moment.
Just saying that now, I got chills, bro. I'm just like, that's the moment where like, no, he's not my son, but that's my son. I'm betting everything for him, on him. Like, yeah, that's real.
No cap, I feel bad for Rock Lee's role parents if that was the situation, because there ain't no going back after that one.
It's like, dang.
There ain't no way.
Yo, yeah, how would you feel? Like, I gotta compete against that? Like, what?
Hey, hold up, son, who's that man with the bushy ass eyebrows?
It's like,
doing that you all crazy.
You got that green tracksuit on. Okay. With the onesie.
Look like you walking around the village on his hands. What the hell?
Orange leg warmers. It's different. What type of stuff is this?
Ain't that nigga on crack cocaine?
One of the best. That's not my son, but that's my son. I guess
I think that's the best one I could think of.
Another good one. I mean, it's nowhere near as good as that. But another good one is All Might and Deku. That's a good one, but not the best one. Mike Guy.
In recent, yes.
Yeah, in recent, yeah. But Mike Guy, Rock Lee, that's probably like the best.
Yeah, I don't think you could get top to that, man. They dress the same, they look the same, they work the same. It's just too there.
They the tag team hands rated E for everybody combo. Break up.
Yo, no cap. Are we going into the best dads now?
Yeah, we're gonna go to the best dads.
Okay. Shall I go first, or do you want to go first, Senpai?
I'll throw one out there to get it started.
Oh, go ahead.
Isshin Kurosaki. Ichigo's dad from Bleach.
Yes.
Yo,
Yes.
he's good.
Yes.
Like, it took me a while to, like, really enjoy his character, but he turned out to be a very fun and very loving character. Honestly, keeping it all together as best as he could, with the passing of Ichigo's mom, and raising the two little, raising his two daughters, plus making sure he's still in Ichigo's life upon doing everything else he has to do with his regular Earth job, and then him slowly regaining his Shinigami abilities, and also making sure that there's less hollows around. So like he's juggling a lot of things, but he's always making sure he has time for his kids. He is there.
Yep.
He is
single father.
He is there like a good father should be. Making some breakfast every now and then. Playing the games, joking, having a good time. Ishin Kurosaki is a good father.
I respect that.
I agree with
Okay. I would have to say for me right now, after all the stuff I've seen, I have to give it out to my man's Akio Furukawa.
Oh, this man stole my shit.
Oh my God, bro. I'm telling you, this dude is just different when it comes to being a father, man. Like the amount of stuff that him and Sanai gave up to make sure they raised up Nagisa was like his acting career. And I think I relate to it heavily because he's an actor as well. And he's just so there. Just like, it's like the most comedic father that he can be, but he's also so generally always there, just needing to be there. Anytime there's like a situation that's going left, he has a way of just like getting to the meat of it and being able to like getting into like the main character, Tomoya. He'll be able to tell him straight up like what the situation's going to be and what he needs to understand. And then the amount of love he's able to like to give to Sanai, even though she's crazy as hell about them damn breads, and he will sit there and run out the story every time, making sure she understands that he still loves her regardless. He's just like a really ideal father to me, man. Like just always showing love and making sure he does everything he can for his daughter. I love that. I love that about him. He's just a great overall character to me.
To piggyback off of that, so as stated before in the previous episode, Clannad is probably my absolute favorite, like, anime of all time.
Word.
I've even considered like buying the the game that's based off of, where you could actually like play the different routes and stuff. But if you take a deep look at Akio's character, like Adrian said before, like they're always running around being goofy as hell. They even say explicitly, like Tomoyo's like, they're not just doing this, they're doing this to make sure their daughter smiles. They're making themselves an ass every day. Because their daughter's always sick, really low self-esteem, doesn't believe in herself, nothing. Literally, they're the biggest support that she can have, to the point where, like, they gave up their dreams. And the moment where she broke down, because she was like, I fucked up I messed up my parents' life.
You can curse, bro.
He ran in there. He ran into the auditorium the moment she started crying and gave her the biggest pep talk that he could. No shame. No fear. He was like, what are you doing? You did not... my dreams are not destroyed because of you. Like, you are my dream. Whatever you do is going to make me happy and I'll feel accomplished. Like, that pep talk is real. I feel like we all could use a nice little Akio, to the point where I feel like I'm going to model myself after him. As a father.
That was beautiful as fuck. I felt that. It's like, there's nothing you did that ruined my dream. You are my dream. Damn.
It's the most beautiful thing, man. He's a decent character overall.
Man literally made a whole wish. She was like, my daughter is going to die. And prayed. Literally used his one miracle star to make sure his daughter lived. Dude was great, man. Great character. Love that man.
Fantastic, dude.
Sunlight in human form. My man. Okay. Okay, all right. I like it. See? Oh, good fathers. Good papas. Good papas. All right, so light toss ball into this one. I'm going to kick it back to Dragon Ball Z real quick. I'm going to say Krillin. Krillin is an actual good dad. He literally gave up his crazy martial arts like career, settled, he didn't settle down. He leveled up to get 18, but like settled down as in like living. Settled down, got the house, got, everything he needs to like live comfortably. Got a nice paying job as like an officer, and is just like, I'm actively here for my daughter. Like I gave up all the craziness to be here, to be with them, to be with my family. So Krillin, he got his priorities right.
He gave up his whole discipline. He grew hair to show he like turned back from the Shaolin ways. Like,
Yep.
He became a whole family man.
He has a great arc, man. He really does. People just don't really see it because there's all the blinding of everything else that's going on. But Krillin definitely is somebody to definitely look up to.
Oh, for
I
sure.
like how when he believed that his universe is going to get destroyed, he not only decided to get back into the training, but fought his like PTSD from constantly dying just to ensure that he could be of somewhat of a help to his like team to ensure that his daughter would survive.
Because it's for Marin. It was for Marin. Oh, that's beauty. That's beauty.
I'm gonna throw a controversial one out for y'all, and y'all probably gonna give me a bunch. If we talk about DBZ, you know who's actually a pretty good dad comparatively? King Cold. Now, hold on. Think about it this way: you're running an entire empire. Tripping. Hear me out. You're running an entire empire. This and that. You're like, yo, my son is better than me. This and that. I entrust you with my entire estate. He gives him the entire thing. He makes a mistake, and he comes down and tries to stroll the bull who hurt his son. Realistically, King Cold, he's a trash person, but the way he treated Frieza, you gotta give it to him.
He spoiled the hell out of Frieza.
King Cold is literally the embodiment of like the rich parent who gave their child like that incredible loan.
They're the complete embodiment of white supremacy. Fuck them.
Thank you. Someone said it. I was thinking it hard. I was about to say it.
We're gonna get to that on another episode. But all I'm saying is
white supremacy.
All I'm saying
is
I gotta switch it because I can't get into this freaking white supremacy, bro. Like,
fuck Frieza.
I'm gonna go ahead and toss out.
Fucking Cold.
Monkeys, that just killed me from him, bro. But no, toss out that man Minato, bro.
Yup.
That man Minato has to be one of the strongest fathers as an emotional connection. Even though he wasn't there for Naruto the majority of his life growing up, he was like instilled in a tail into when the 8th tail got grown, he was going to be able to store enough chakra in the moment of getting killed, was able to store enough chakra to be able to have not only himself be able to talk to Naruto, but also his wife. That is insane, bruh. And then come back in the reanimation and be able to run hands with his son. I think one of the saddest scenes I've ever seen is watching him say goodbye to his son, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, that whole conversation, he was trying to tell him everything he liked and that he was trying to tell him to tell his mom along with it. I don't think there's any other way you can, like, say goodbye to your father, bro. That shit hurt my soul watching that. But Minato, bro, he did everything right as much as he could as being a Hokage and also trying to be a good father. Setting up his son for greatness, but also understanding that he was going to go through a bunch of struggle. So I got to give it up to that man. That man is different.
He's
Yellow Flash.
He's definitely different. I got to agree with that. That's a good pick.
Okay.
No. We're allowed to be controversial, like with our chances. What's up?
Absolutely.
I'm just thinking. I mean, he's not a bad dude. He's great, but I feel he was a better husband than he was a father.
I mean, he just got the chance to be a father, and like
I agree with you 100%. I feel though like a lot of his motivations though of protecting Naruto was due to a promise he made Kushina. He's like, I'm always going to be there. I'll always protect our son. Great, but all of his motivation was to his wife. Because even he said, he's like, I'm going to die. We're both not going to die because he needs you more than me. I'm going to make sure that you have the time with our son. You raise him. He was devoted completely to his wife and extension to his son. But I feel, at least for me, he was a great dad, all that stuff. But even Naruto was like, yo, bro, why on earth would you make me the
Would you seal that shit inside me?
He was so mad. He was like, listen, I know, but you're going to need this one day. Fair. Even Kushina was like, yo, don't do this. And he was like, all right, listen, our son's going to have to be a little toy, or we're going to have to use him to be to fight the other threats. But I feel like as a husband, that motivated him to be the better parent, in a sense. Because he only knew Naruto for maybe
I can respect your vision on that. I think for me personally, I understand that from his point, or his point of view, I think he was more as looking like, this is my son, he's able to handle this. Mm-hmm. And not only is he able to handle this, I'm going to also instill a way for me to communicate with him to let him know, why I did what I did. So it wasn't like he left him just stranded. Granted, he looked as though he was, but following when he actually opened up that 8th tail and having that conversation with him, I think that's where it really showed where he was as a father, just being present and understanding, I know it's going to be rough, but I know that you can handle this because you're my son. You know what I'm saying? And I want you to always understand that. I got your back through it. That's how I seen it.
Honestly, quick aside, that's real. When you just low, like, you gotta give it to Naruto. Everything went wrong. His friend disappeared. His master died. The love of his life just got faded in front of his eyes. His entire city got destroyed. His sensei got killed. Like, he had no true love. He was feeling. He was like, you know what? I'm just let it all out. And his mom was like, his dad was just like, yo, chin up, sport.
Like, let me have a talk with you real quick.
It was that simple, and it just made you realize how much of a connection he still had to him, even though he wasn't in his life.
I don't know how y'all relate to your parents, but those talks, bro, literally turns the tide of how you feel. You're just like, all right, we in this. All right. And you saw it with Naruto. And I feel like even that alone is enough to, like, qualify you as being a good father. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like that's... people are like, oh, you're a great dad, this is that. I feel like it all comes down to just the effort of being there. And I feel like... a lot of the reason why, like, we talk about, oh, they're so bad of a father in anime is because they're not there until we get to know them. It's just like, oh...
Like, we know your character, so this is why you are like that. But when you really make an effort to, like, raise your child, it shows so much more.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
It's like the difference between Ging and Minato. It's like neither of them were there, except, one's alive. And they're both, like, instilling, training for their son or ensuring that their son gets strong enough to face whatever they're going through. But Minato actually makes the effort to be supportive and present.
But that's the thing, though. That's the thing, though. One was alive and one wasn't, yet the one who was not dead made more effort from the afterlife. Like, with all his any and all parting gifts that he had, he gave it all to Naruto, and fail safe and all, just in case he ever gets to this point, I am going to be there for my son.
I'll be here to talk you down.
Yeah.
And, like, you gotta like be a special kind of person to understand how to handle that situation, because you don't know your son. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't know him at all. You have no idea what kind of man he was going to grow up to be. You don't understand the type of level of stuff he was going to go through. But you were still there to be able to talk him down as a father. That's insane. I mean, granted, like, he may not have had, like, that kind of communication skill just off of being a father, like, being the Hokage and understanding how to communicate to people in general. But just being able to be there and understand, like, yo, I know you're going through a lot and I'm here for you. And I just need you to get your shit together right now because this is not the time. You're going to be good.
To give even more props to that man, Minato, he died at 23. I.e., he was just that wise. He didn't have the experience. He didn't grow up with Naruto. He just knew from the rip. He was like, listen, with all due respect, he was still mentally, like, still growing, because I believe you still grow mentally until you're 25. And he just knew how to be there. Like, I give him props. He's up there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Definitely. He definitely got the respect. Definitely got my respect to the highest tier.
Shoot, man. All right, let's all try and give one more before we try and wrap this. Actually, maybe two more. Sorry, I just looked up my list real quick. So, all right. So, another soft mention. I'll do two real quick. So, another soft mention is for anyone that watches the shoujo anime Fruits Basket. Kazuma Shoma is a good. He's not my dad, but that's my dad. He is the main character's, sensei and, like, adoptive father. And he treats him with so much love and respect that he himself, as a longstanding tradition, he kind of kept his long hair because when the main character was younger, he actually liked to play with his hair. But as he got older, he stopped to do that, stopped playing with his hair, and he kept his hair as sacred. But when it was no longer needed, he actually cut his hair, and there was like an actual cute moment because in Fruits Basket, the actual main characters are like the Chinese zodiac, so they actually transform into these creatures. So the main character is a cat, and he's talking to him. He's like, "Well, when you were young, you used to play with my hair, and you always enjoyed it. So I kind of treated it as a sacred thing. I only cut it recently because now we actually enjoy each other's company more so in your human form, and I can be there for you as best as I can, if not more now." And he's been that, not only as like a sensei, that guiding figure, the one to help you find a way where there is no way, but also to help shelter him from the storm, because the main character as like a part of the Chinese zodiac. He's looked at as a monster, especially the cat, because the cat technically isn't a part of the Chinese zodiac. But for those who haven't seen it, I'm gonna leave you at that because watch it. It's actually really good. Watch the newest one, the 2018 or 19 one. Watch that. But yeah, so good dad. That's not my dad. And then another, I'm gonna say this dude's just his dad. Another good father, Shiro Fujimoto from Blue Exorcist.
Oh, true.
He
true.
is a wonderful dad. He took the literal son of Satan and said, nah, this is a baby. Just because he's the son of one of the most evil beings to ever exist doesn't mean that he will be evil. There's still chances, tabula rasa, blank slate. He can be a good person. Leave him with me. I'll raise him and I'll take full responsibility, whatever that may be. And he raised him well. He raised him with a good heart, with good intentions, and made sure he was always there. Even when, other people within the church maybe didn't like him, he always knew how to put a smile on the kid's face. It was beautiful until the very end. He was always protecting and watching over him, gifting him the sword that, was meant to be his to begin with, but giving him that sword and trying to, fend off some demons, unfortunately becoming one himself, but being slain in the process. He, to the end, was for his kid.
Yeah. All right. I got light one, just one last one for me.
Word.
My guy, Lieutenant Hughes.
Yo, he's on my list too. Word. I was like, someone got to mention him.
Alchemist, bro. Like, I'm telling you, the way this dude loved his kid, man, it's just beautiful. Everywhere he would go, just talk about his kid every time, all the time, everything, all that. He's just one of those, like, not somebody that's all braggadocious and needs to, like, get all this ambition and all that, and his career didn't need to be all high tier and whatnot. He was just really trying to bring some light and love into the dark world, and I really respected that and appreciated that from his character, and I just love his connection to his child, man. Like, it was just beautiful. So beautiful. That's all I had to say about that.
Gorgeous.
For me,
You're...
it's going to be not my son, but that's my son.
Mm-hmm.
Corazon from One Piece. Don Quixote Rocinante, bro. That man... Alright, so for those who don't know or don't watch One Piece, one of Luffy's main allies is named Trafalgar Law. But his whole backstory was absolute garbage. Basically, he had like lead poisoning, which is... I don't even know. It's basically like if we were to equate it to something, consider like tuberculosis. Like, it was almost a death sentence for everyone who got it. Like, it was very easily spread. And like, it was so bad that they just like nuked his town. But Law lost his family. He had this disease. He was like, I'm gonna die. So screw it. I'm gonna just become completely nihilist, destroy as much as I can. Somehow find his way to Doflamingo's place. And he ran into Corazon, and Corazon threw him out the window. And he was like, yo, what's up? I'm gonna kill you. So they meet up again, and he tells his other kids, or the other kids around in Doflamingo's place, his actual name, and he breaks his whole facade. My man Corazon's like, yo, come here real quick. He's like, wait, you get talks like, yo, come here. We're not going over there anymore. 1, we're gonna get you healed. 2, you cannot stay here. You gotta get away from my brother. He's going to, like, make you into a machine. He's like, that's what I want to be. He's like, no, you have potential. You have hope. He's like, we're gonna go cure this. We're gonna find this devil fruit for you. So this man takes this kid from town to doctor to find a cure that does not exist. And every doctor is like, ew, no, get him away from me. We're gonna get infected. And he raises their town for making this kid feel awful. And this kid is just like, why are you going through this for me? Like, I'm terminal. I'm going to die. And he's like, because you're a kid. You haven't even been given a chance. And then, by some miracle, he finds the fruit, but gets, like, beat up and shot by doing it. Saves the kid's life. His brother finds out that he was betrayed. And he's like, yo, you gave Law the fruit that I wanted. Are you kidding me? Nah, that fruit's gonna give me eternal life. I'm gonna catch Law. And basically, like, groom him to serve me, to kill himself so he can make me, like, immortal. And he's just like, I'm not gonna let that happen to this kid. Like, you've taken a bunch of other kids, but not this one. This one's mine. Like, he's safe. Anyway, he has this fateful encounter with his brother. His brother kills him. And while he's bleeding out, he's about to pass out. And he basically just says, nah, fuck death. If I die right here, Law will never escape. So he like casts a spell on Law to make sure that he stays quiet, so he's undetected. And by some miracle it works. He basically like forces himself to live so Law can escape. This man didn't even know this kid. Took a stab wound for him, got shot, just to make sure that, you know, he survived. Because he wasn't given a chance. He was the only light in a world of darkness for this dude. And I think that is, like, just one of the best things I've seen as a person. Or, like, as a father figure in any type of anime.
That's gorgeous.
It's quiet. Oh.
That's gorgeous. All right. Damn.
I recommend watching. Like, you don't have to watch One Piece. In fact, don't start One Piece unless you got it.
You're down for the long haul on that.
That's
but if
a marathon.
you just like watch that story arc, bro, it's probably one of the, if not the saddest backstories, because it's so good. It's just pure like love. It goes from like animosity to like, yo, to the point where this man breaks down. He's like, the person who's in most pain here is you. You stabbed me in the back, but I'm crying because you don't even understand what it's like to be free of, like, to even know what it is to be happy. This man, like, that's good. He devoted his entire life. He died for this dude just so he could feel genuine happiness and freedom once. And I was like, that's what it is. We were talking about sacrifice earlier. That's the sacrifice. And I'm bang with that.
Most definitely. Well, hey, before we wrap up, just want to say, do you guys have any other fathers you want to mention? Quick mentions, anything like that? No, you good?
That man Bowles.
Bowles?
Yeah, from a comic Got Kill.
You know what? Okay. Okay.
What?
You know what? Damn.
Bowles from a comic Got Kill. You remember the fireball with the mask on his face?
I'm gonna be honest. He's a murderer, but he's a good dad.
But he did it for his family heavy.
He's about his family.
But yeah, that's just a quick one.
Oh wait, Bullet?
No, not Bullet. Bowles. Dude with the flamethrower.
Bowles.
War.
Look him up. You'll know as soon as you see him.
Oh, him!
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, what? Oh no, this dude. Yeah. Dude was a problem, but he was a problem that like it's okay.
Oh,
he was alright.
One more. Bakuya Ishigami from Dr. Stone. That's it.
Oh, you know what? I forgot his name. That's good. Yeah, he's a good dad too. Yo, yeah, he set up a lot.
He set up Senku very great.
He trusted in his son. There was not a single ounce of doubt.
Not a single doubt. And he knew his son was smarter than him. Mm-hmm. Crazy. So yeah, that's my last one. So I'm done.
Yeah, that's a good one. Damn. Yeah. All right. Oh yeah, I you know what? Like I said in the beginning of the show, this is one of the topics that oddly gets brought up a lot, within our friend group and gets talked about, and well, it gets talked about and gets talked about in length because this is nearing 2 hours. So I am gonna close up shop. But if you guys have any other parting gifts or parting things you want to say, let the viewers know.
Stay frosty.
Listen, man, for anybody that's going out there listening to this, just make sure you understand that it doesn't take that much to be a great father. Like, from what we all said, it really doesn't take that much. You just got to be present and just do your best you can. And you'll surprisingly do a lot better than more than half of people that a lot of us probably already know. So, that's all I got to say about it. Personally.
I mean, fair. I think I'll end up by saying, along with that is, be there, be present, give time to your kids, like, be there and listen to them.
I'm like Goku. Sorry.
Bro,
I still have.
Bro, I gave a dissertation earlier. I'm not backtracking. Anyway,
I'm playing. He's not terrible. I'm just personally hurt and affected by the writing of that show.
You are definitely affected by how they did your boy Gohan, how they massacred my boy.
They turned that man into a beam. We ain't gonna get into it right
That's
now.
a different episode. Anyway, just wanted to say, I think some of the main takeaways, again, with this episode is that being a father is about being there, about being present, by listening, by the small sacrifices, the big ones, and by continual affection, whether that be through action and or words, making sure that you protect your kid. With all that being said, please be sure to rate this 5 stars. As well, you can find us at Zenkai Station on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok, and as well, you can email us at zenkaistation@gmail.com. That's Zenkai, spelled Zenkai Station. And with that, we are signing off from Zenkai with full sincerity. Much love and many blessings, travelers. Thanks for vibing with us. Peace.
Doses.
Peace.